in a lonely hut at the edge of the forest, there lived an old woman who frightened the entire village. People believed she stole babies and ate them, but no one found her. Secrets the old woman have dangerous animals. One night, a young couple heard a knock on their door from someone who had recently moved to the village. They opened it and found a fragile old woman holding a basket of food. "Please, sir and madams, may I have some water? I've been walking for a long time and I'm quite thirsty," she added in a nice and gentle voice. The couple took pity on the old woman and invited her in. They gave her water and soup. They inquired about her origins and intended destination. The old woman informed them. She was a beggar looking for a place to stay. She stated that she had no family, friends, or home. The couple, who were kind and hospitable, provided her a bed. For the night, they invited her to sleep in their spare room near to their baby's cot. The couple stated they'd be delighted to welcome her as their guest. The old woman praised both of them for their courtesy and accompanied them into the extra room. She smiled as she noticed the baby resting happily in his cot. She stated she loves children and asked if she may hold him for a bit. The couple, who trusted her, agreed. They handed her the baby and watched as she cradled him in her arms. She stared at the baby and murmured something. The old woman stated it was a lovely child and wished them a nice night. She closed and shut the door behind her. The couple, exhausted, walked to their own bedroom and fell asleep. They didn't hear the elderly woman open the window and climb out. The old woman grabbed the baby and ran towards the jungle. The next morning, the couple awoke to a loud knocking on their door. They got up and opened it. They noticed a bunch of angry locals carrying torches and pitchforks. They questioned what was wrong and why they were there. The villagers informed them that they had seen the witch of the forest in the village last night, carrying a basket of bread, and escaped away from the village. The couple, horrified and baffled, rushed to the spare room. They opened the door and stared at the cot and cried for both of our babies. People were sad for the new couple but couldn't do anything, and returned to his hut and gathered everyone to seal the door and keep a watch on their children. The old woman knows that the villagers were alerted, so she made another plan. She gave him stealing babies responsibility to a woman in village. Everyone will trust her. The old woman found a woman in the village who was poor and desperate. She offered money and food in exchange for snatching babies from other people's homes. The woman consented. She disguised herself as a beggar and knocked on unsuspecting parents' doors. She begged for water or food, then took the kids while they were not looking. She delivered them to the old woman, who paid her and carried them to her hut. The villagers quickly realized that their babies were missing. They grew suspicious and irritated. They decided to establish a patrol to find the thief. One night, they witnessed a woman fleeing with a baby in her arms. They pursued and cornered her. The villagers demanded to know who she worked for and where she was bringing the babies. The woman, terrified, admitted everything. She informed them about the old woman in the forest, who she had persuaded to steal the babies. The villagers were furious and decided to storm the old woman's hut to save the babies. They took the woman as a guide and arrived at the forest's edge, where they saw the cottage. The old woman fled with one baby before the villagers arrived. The villagers surrounded it before setting it on fire. They hoped to find babies within, but all they found were bones. The old woman built another hut away from the village with the baby she had taken from the young couple. She had care of the kid and intended to nurture him as her own. As the time passed, the baby grew up to a young child, but suddenly the old woman disappeared from the hut. The young child has no idea how his mother, an old woman, disappeared. He then travels to a village where he meets people and food from people. but no one recognizes him. Finally, a family has no children adopted as their own, the child becoming young and happy with his new family. This story teaches us about the value of trust and the consequences of lying. It demonstrates how suspicion and fear can pull communities apart, resulting in unjustified charges and fatal consequences. When we let fear govern our actions, we risk endangering innocent people and losing sight of what is actually important: compassion, empathy, and unity. Furthermore, it emphasizes the importance of speaking out against injustice and defending the defenseless by banding together as a community and confronting the true source of the problem. We can prevent more suffering and create a safer environment for everyone.